We're back. Thank you for watching the Cowboys Fan Show. Tyler Ortega, Kimberly Temple, and we're here to look ahead now. The Dallas Cowboys, like I said in the last segment, just one game out of first place in the division. They are going to basically win out to make the playoffs, and this might be the second craziest thing I've ever said on this show. The Cowboys may be able to win the division and get a top 10 pick. Have you ever heard of that?
I have not. That is something that I'm looking forward to for the Cowboys. You're saying a lot of crazy things, but they make sense.
Well, let's start looking ahead here in this week's edition of the Scouting Report. The Cowboys taking on the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field this week. It's going down on Sunday, 2 o'clock kickoff here in Albuquerque. And coming into this one, Green Bay has a record of 8-4. They're 3-2 in the NFC North. Let's get those division standings up there for you. As you see, of course, I said the Pack, 8-4. Minnesota Vikings, pretty surprising, 8-4 as well. And then you have the Chicago Bears, 5-7, and the Detroit Lions at the bottom, 4-8. So NFC North, pretty tight whenever you look at those standings. But looking at those teams, there's really only the Packers and the Vikings, I'd say, that are capable of winning that division.
Absolutely. And I think if anybody's going to do it, the Packers are going to do it right now, based on how they've been playing. Aaron Rodgers' Hail Mary this past week, everybody was in awe.
That was incredible.
Who hate the Green Bay Packers are ranting because it's such a good play.
And speaking of Aaron Rodgers, that's going to be my next point here in the Scouting Report. Aaron Rodgers, easily a top 3 quarterback in the NFL. I would say top 2. I think it's between him and Brady for best quarterback in the league.
Absolutely.
And, I mean, let's get to the film real quick here, and I'll show you why Aaron Rodgers is one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the league. Look at this pass. He's going to go to the receiver in the slot, throws it before the receiver even makes the break. You can kind of see it right here on this angle, and just a beautiful little touch pass over the linebacker, but underneath the safety, only to where his receiver can catch the ball. Aaron Rodgers, of course, a Super Bowl champion.
Yes.
And Super Bowl MVP. So this guy is the real deal.
He is, absolutely. And little plays like that, reading just in that split second, being able to read what you need to do and who you need to get over and what you need to get done. Quarterbacks who can do that like that are the reason that Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers are so outstanding at what they do.
Yeah, I mean, he's just he's a genius. I think that is the only way to say it. He's a genius at the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely.
He really reminds me a lot of Peyton Manning.
Very much so.
Back in his day,
Yeah.
I say back in his day, it was about 4 or 5 years ago. Peyton was up there at the line reading the defense before they could even get set. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But speaking of Aaron Rodgers again, he's missing his number 1 wide receiver, Jordy Nelson. Went down with a really bad injury before the season started. I believe it was a torn ACL. Again, the Packers really missing Jordy Nelson, and I'll give you a few numbers to back that up. Last year, Aaron Rodgers threw a touchdown on 7.3% of his throws. This year, that's down to 6%.
Yeah, that won't cut it.
And not only that, but last year, Rodgers was averaging 262 pass yards per game, and this year he's only at 229.
It's just, you can see the difference. And we've talked about it again. So many little tiny things that can change the entire outlook of a game. One person's missing that you're so used to getting the ball to, and they're not there.
Yeah.
And you're counting on someone else, but they're just not that same match. The chemistry is just not the same.
And it makes it difficult on the other receivers as well. I mean, if you look at Randall Cobb, just last year he had Jordy Nelson alongside him, and he had over 1,200 receiving yards, 12 touchdowns. This year, Randall Cobb is their number 1 wide receiver. He has 600 yards and 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, and it's just, you see that. You see the difference, and it's scientific.
Yeah, and I mean, what it is really is when you lose your number 1 receiver, that allows the opposing team to put their number 1 cornerback on your number 2 wide receiver, and so on and so forth down the line. So obviously the Packers really missing Jordy Nelson. I wouldn't say it's killing them, but it was there for a while.
It makes a difference.
So I've told you what the Packers bring to the table. Let me tell you how to beat them now in this week's edition of T.O.'s Keys to the Game. And my first key to the game here this week is going to be contain Aaron Rodgers. We've seen his passing ability. Now let me show you his mobility right here in this little clip as Aaron Rodgers is going to get the snap. Look at where he's at. He's on the 17 and gets a little bit of pressure. And, when you look at Aaron Rodgers, you don't really see the wheels on him, but he is very, very mobile. Sort of like a younger version of Tony Romo, if you will.
Yeah, that's very good comparison.
And my second key to the game this week is going to be stop the run. The Cowboys are going to have to contain Eddie Lacy and James Starks. There's been some problems in that backfield this year with Green Bay as Lacy had a stellar season last year.
Yeah.
And this year just been battling injuries, really unable to get it going on the ground. Starks had a really good game when he filled in. Next game, not so good, so they threw Lacy back in there. The Cowboys are going to have to stop Lacy so that way Aaron Rodgers doesn't get out.
Absolutely. And I think just those little tiny things that the Cowboys can do, just contain one player, make one big move, and they've got a shot at this.
And,
a pretty decent one.
And speaking of running the ball, I told you the Cowboys have to stop the run for the Packers. The Cowboys have to run the ball this week because the less time you give Aaron Rodgers with the football, the better.
Yeah.
The best defense is a good offense for the
Yes.
Dallas Cowboys this week because Aaron Rodgers will carve them up. We've seen him do it before. We saw it last year in the playoffs. Again, going back to that Dez catch, was it a catch? Was it not a catch? I say it was, but I might be a little bit biased.
A little bit, but you never know. And now they have so many cameras on the field, you can see every angle. There's no confusion.
And, I mean, it's not like the Green Bay defense is exactly stellar at stopping the run either. They give up 111 rush yards per game. Cowboys average right around there, about 115. So, like I said, Cowboys run the ball, keep the ball out of Matt Castle's hands, and keep the ball, more importantly, out of Aaron Rodgers' hands.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the main key right there is Aaron Rodgers, get the least amount of possession out of him, and you've got just wide open.
We saw the defense do well last night. Let's see how they hold up on Sunday. We'll be right back to give out some game ball MVPs and our predictions for next week. You're watching the Cowboys Fan Show. Don't go anywhere.